to this episode. No, I'm joking. Welcome everyone to the Altnoy. For those of you who are here, who are members, welcome home. For those of you who are not yet members, or it's your first time here, welcome. It's so nice to have you here. And this is a real treat to have you, Claudia, an Altnoy member.
Yes.
A Jewish woman who is not afraid. I hear you're vocal.
I'm so afraid.
Last night when I called Claudia and asked her, okay, let's just game plan the conversation, she was like, literally anything. You can ask me anything. So here it goes.
Yeah, within reason, obviously.
Within reason. Okay, we're off the record.
This is a place of prayer.
This is a place of prayer. Yes. We will edit it accordingly.
Of course.
So you're actually here for a Challah Bake.
Yeah.
Which doesn't feel like a Challah Bake. Initially, we were going to do a regular traditional Challah Bake, and then we saw the excitement, and we decided let's have as many women as possible in the room, and everyone is going to get challah dough to take home and bake with bracha cards. Thanks to general sponsors, and really we're here to have a conversation about what it means to be a Jewish woman. And it's a really big, broad question. My first question to you is actually, let's talk about challah, okay? And this is something I've been wondering about for a while as a Rebbitzin and as a journalist writing on Jewish women's issues. And that is, challah bakes have become really trendy lately, right? The last 10 years, this was not like this when I was growing up. Like, challah bake is the it thing. You're getting married, you're having a baby, whatever you're doing in life, you mark it with a challah bake. So I'm curious why you think that is. Like, how do you unpack that phenomenon?
I feel like in the age of the digital age, social media, opportunities to connect with other human beings are so rare. It almost feels like a novelty now. It's like we're going to get together and talk. And that's really what a challah bake is. It's also such a feminine thing to just get together. Something about it makes you feel like you're in a shtetl. You know those bitches, they were gabbing. They were doing the exact same thing that we were. Yes, oh my God, totally.
Should we talk about that?
Bread is also so trendy right now. And I love challah because obviously I love bread. I eat it all the time. But something about bread is bad, right? Carbs, the enemy. But when you have challah, it's okay. Because, it's what Hashem would want, So, when your mom's yelling at you about, having another piece, it's for God.
Okay, that is the most brilliant explanation I've ever heard. I'm coming in with all my, spiritual, Kabbalistic ideas, and you just nailed it.
Well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, you have to have the bread.
I feel like there's an element also of just, women only, no guys in the room. Sorry, Avram. And no kids also, right?
Yeah.
There's that also, just letting your hair down, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know. At least it's the older I get, I find things like that just more interesting, a better use of my time, that really connect me with my Judaism, but also with my group of friends. And I don't know, when you have one foot in the religious Jewish world, but also one foot in the secular world, it does feel cool. Oh, what are you doing tonight to your non-Jewish friends? I have a challah bake. You wouldn't get it, There's something very cool about having traditions, and I think we kind of live in kind of a godless society sometimes, it feels like. So to be able to spend your nights in a meaningful way really does feel so good. When you go to bed that night, you just feel good, you gossiped with your girls, you did a mitzvah, you took a cute picture, that's such a pure way to spend time, honestly. And there's not a lot of that these days,
I love that. I feel like it also relates to a larger cultural phenomenon of vintage being back, right?
Yes.
Interior design, everything is old suddenly again, right?
Mahjong is in.
Mahjong, yeah. China, porcelain,
right.
Everyone loves again. The clothing even.
Yeah.
I feel like people have a nostalgia for a time that they can't really access.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a unique experience, as we get older and have kids, or if that's just a general cultural shift. But I love that era. It just feels such so good. I feel like for so many, how many nights have you gone to bed and just feel like you didn't have the most purposeful day, right? Did I contribute well to society today? And I don't know, doing a challah bake sometimes feels like it negates that, and you're just being positive and joyful and connecting with your friends, connecting with your community, and connecting with Hashem. That's great. That's amazing.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get first of all. Do you bake or do you order?
What do you think? I obviously order a lot.
I had to ask.
If I ever make you something to eat, run the other way. My husband's an amazing chef. He bakes a little bit, but he just like cooks like amazing. Whatever he makes you, like that's his love language. Seriously, do not eat anything I make. I have never successfully one time like made something to completion, and that's not dramatic. And I like was worried because I just had a baby, and I'm like, am I like, you know what? All your friends are like, oh, my mom makes this and my mom makes that. My kids are gonna be like, my dad makes that. Like that's weird. But honestly, like there's no going back. It's just it is what it is. Like, and it is what it is.
I love that. I love normalizing new.
Well, yes, you know, I'm also a modern woman. I don't fit into a traditional stereotype. Please spare me, you know? Although, like, I am really traditional with a couple of things, you know? Like, I'm not carrying my own suitcase. If I need a drink in the night, that's on you. If there's a burglar, bye.
We are recording this for any women in the room who want to show this later to the men in their lives.
Yeah. Oh, and like, I mean, I am married, but if I was in some sort of courtship, like you would literally never find me proposing to my man. Like I'm a modern woman, but I draw the line there.
Okay, so your podcast and your social media really dives deep into the trenches of daily life, so to speak. And I'm curious if I can just go deep right away, and how your Jewishness shows up in your podcast, and does it feel different in the last 2 years for you?
Yeah, I think like up until recently, up until October 7th, it showed up in like a way that it shows up in like Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? Like comedy is inherently Jewish, and we would just make jokes about like being Jewish and like food and fat, you know, like Jewish stuff, like. And if you watch the show, like you could just tell we were Jewish, even though I didn't have a big like Magen David on my forehead. Like you just sort of knew it was the vibe. And there was definitely a shift, and that was something we were really proud of, by the way. Like we're super proud Jews. We always talk about how we're Jewish and how we talk about Shabbat, and we talk about the holidays. And for a lot of our listeners, this is their first sort of interaction with a Jew. A lot of them like live in, you know, more Midwestern, very like flyover state, and they don't know a lot of Jewish people. For sometimes we're like the first Jewish person they've ever seen. And, you know, sometimes they have antiquated views of what a Jew is. And so we take that, you know, responsibility not lightly. And so we liked being this like really funny, positive, like family loving version of what a Jew is. And October 7th definitely changed that in the sense of like how seriously we took that responsibility. And we started devoting like bigger, you know, chunks of the show and conversations to what was going on. Obviously because we were passionate about it, but more so just out of frustration, because there was just no one saying it. And it's like, I was at an event today and a girl came up to me, she's like, I love the toast so much, and so funny, I only started watching because somebody sent me your October 7th episode and now I watch all the time. And I was like, no, yes. Yeah. So like, I think a lot of people at that time were like desperate for content that wasn't just outrageously like libelous and offensive and upsetting. And so we actually have a lot of listeners who came to us on that day and just stuck around after that, which I love. And, you know, we don't cover politics, really. We're a fun show. We love to talk about TV and celebrities. And unfortunately, it's just getting harder to separate. You know, everyone is making a statement and everyone's wearing a pin and everybody thinks that their voices need to be heard and they do not. So it's gotten even more weaved into, you know, we can't even talk about like a fun award show without talking about somebody ruining it. So it's become way more a part of our actual content than we ever intended. And I'm glad that it did. And I think it also really helped us build an audience of either like really strong Jewish women or people who aren't Jewish but totally respect it. And, you know, being super vocal after October 7th really helped us flush out people from our audience who were not there for the right reasons. And it was sort of growing pains. And I'm really glad we did, because I'd rather not.
I'd rather filter.
Exactly.
So we're very passionate about Jewish continuity here at the Outlaw. And I don't know if you know, but we have a lot of women here who are in the stage of life where they're looking for love. And that is going to be one of the things that we're going to actually daven for as we do the bracha and the challah. And we have beautiful cards actually in the back for tefillot, prayers for finding one's spouse. And I'm curious, if you were to give advice to your younger self, what would be the most maybe unhinged but most effective piece of advice you'd give yourself at that stage of life?
Okay.
You can give 2 or 3 pieces.
So I'm not going to give myself advice, because let me just say I slayed the house down boots on picking a husband, okay? Met him when I was 18, like I didn't mess around, okay? So I wouldn't give this advice to my younger self, but I feel like when I talk about courtship. I talk about it in a very non-romantic way because romance is amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. But it's really not realistic. And I think I'm learning that even more after having a baby. Like, I saw somebody say this on Instagram and I loved it. It's like, choose your husband like your life depends on it. Because like it very well may could. And no, and I say that like I had a C-section, which was like the worst experience of my life. I was in so much pain. And your partner will see you in places you never thought they'd see you, okay? And you want it to be somebody who treats you with love and care and respect and who doesn't, make a joke of it and who doesn't like make you feel embarrassed. So I know it's like a serious thing to choose your partner, but like it's even more serious than people think. And I think a lot of people get caught up in the whimsical romance and movies and TV. Well, it ain't like that, okay? It ain't like that. We got bills to pay, okay? So I would just be really, I think a lot of people, especially in like the age of social media, you get really caught up in finding like the handsomest guy and the richest guy. Very important, of course. But like, it's really like who makes you laugh and who protects you and who loves your family. Like those things matter so much more than I think a lot of the material things that are always talked about first when you start talking about dating and setting someone up. Oh, is he your type or blonde? Like who cares? Like seriously, who cares? The ugliest person in the room is so much more beautiful, like on the inside, than like the guy who's so hot is the worst. The worst, he'll treat you like shit, like run. No, I'm serious. So that's my advice, find an ugly husband.
Okay.
It'll save you a lot of trouble.
I think we got the sound bite for Instagram. So you and Ben work together all the time. You're very public. And I think there are a lot of people in this room who also relate to this idea of couples, I certainly do, couples who work together, who bring the work home also. And the question is like, how do you find those boundaries, that balance? Is there balance, rather, of like, Ben and Claudia in public versus Ben and Claudia in real life in private?
Yeah, like not to throw my husband under the bus, but like I feel like I've really like found an amazing place with my boundaries. He could really work on his. No, it's hard, especially like, what we do is so weird. I don't have hours, right? Like 9 to 5. So sometimes we'll just be like watching TV and we'll be like talking about work and I'll just be like, can we stop? Like it's still work and my work is really fun. So a lot of the times it doesn't feel like work, but I don't feel like it's healthy to have like just boundless work-life integration. You just really have to figure it out. I feel like I've been doing this for a while. Like I started creating content full-time in like 2013. And for my husband, it came to him a little bit later. So it's still like a little fresher for him. So I feel like I'm a little bit jaded, whereas like things, it's actually very sweet. Like things, my husband's so excited by stuff. And like, I'm like such a curmudgeon sometimes. So I actually think we're a really good balance because like I'm like the negative and he's the positive always. And so when it comes to boundaries, I'm not answering your question and that's because I don't have an answer, sorry.
I appreciate the candor.
Yeah.
No, I very much relate. Like my husband has woken me up at 6 a.m. with shul program ideas.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Like, no.
6 a.m. Bye, jail.
Like you have to have boundaries.
No, it's true, but it's so funny because like different like rules for thee and rules for me, right?
Yeah.
Like if I wake you up at 6 in the morning, it's because it's the best idea ever.
Yes.
If you wake me up at 6 in the morning, you're going to jail. You know?
Totally true.
Right, just like gender roles, gender things.
Okay, so you became a mother recently, and it was really special to be at your bris.
Thank you.
And I'm wondering about that change, how has it changed your life? Obviously in every single way possible.
And everybody says, like the cliche is like, oh my God, it's even better. Like, it is the best thing ever. And I feel like I was in a really unique position because I was married for a really long time before we decided to just like try and start. Like almost like 7 or 8 years. And my sister said to me, she's like, you're gonna wish you did it sooner. And I was like, all right, maybe I will. And now, like in hindsight, I feel like I'm like kind of out of the postpartum bubble. I really don't feel that way. I'm so glad I did it on my own time because, I wasn't like the most like stable young woman in terms of my like emotional regulation. And it's a lot, it's hard, it's long nights, it's exhaustion, it's a lot of feelings, it's a lot of hormones. And I feel like I handled it really well. Like I look back on my postpartum experience, like maybe I'm looking through rose-colored glasses, but like it was the most amazing thing. Ben was like, it was horrible. But like, like I just loved every minute. I want to do it all over again. And I don't know if I'd done it when I was much younger. I got engaged when I was 21, so I don't think I would have had like the most amazing experience. I'm sure it would have been great and it would have been its own thing, but I feel like I really waited till I was ready, and I'm so glad that I did. And it's such a privilege to be able to do that for a million reasons. And I just like, I look back on the whole journey and like, I just want to have like 100 more. Like, it was the best thing ever. I just like need to go on Ozempic first. Like, and then you'll catch me.
I was waiting for a long conversation that word would enter.
Yeah. That's like my thing.
Okay, so Hanukkah is obviously coming up, and that's what everyone is thinking about. What are your plans for Hanukkah? Anything exciting?
Okay, so it's Ruby's first Hanukkah, and he has 2 menorahs, so I'm like really excited about it.
2 menorahs?
Yeah. Somebody got him like 2 separate gifts, and one says Reuben and one says Ruby, so I'm really excited because they're different. I'm just so excited. Hanukkah's like a fun holiday. Like, I know I don't want to like, this is like, it's gonna be like a little, kind of unsavory. But like some Jewish holidays like are so hard. Do you know what I mean? Like emotionally, physically, Yom Tov,
We talked about Yom Kippur already.
Yom Kippur, like Hanukkah's like the best one, And I feel like it's the one holiday like non-Jewish people understand, and so they really like give us grace. And it's just such a good holiday. And it's like, of course, the presents, whatever, but it's just the best. It's also like the best time of year, right? It's hard not to feel left out with all like the fun Christmas stuff that goes on, especially in the city. It's like so pretty. But like, I don't know, Hanukkah slays. Like, people are sleeping on Hanukkah.
I agree. So I actually want to share a thought with you.
Okay, thought starter. She's a thought leader.
I'm going to put that in my bio. After you said that. I'm actually curious what you think about this thought. So it's actually something I only learned as an adult, something I did not learn in day school. And I'm curious how many women in this room learned this if you went to day school. There's this concept that on Hanukkah, women are obligated to light candles. And the Gemara, the Talmud discusses that women are obligated in lighting candles because they were involved in the miracle of the story. And Rashi comments, they're saying a woman was the reason that the Hanukkah miracle happened, that they were able to win. And there's a lot of discussion as to what was that story. Which woman was this are they talking about? And you probably remember the story of Judith, who slays, that's your word, the general Holofernes, the Greek general, right? She literally decapitates him and brings his head into the center of the encampment or town or whatever. And that brings the miracle of the victory. There's another story about Hannah, who has 7 sons, but there's another story that is clearly not taught in schools for a good reason, and about another woman named Hannah, who's actually the daughter of Matthias, who is a Hashmonaean, who becomes one of the big Maccabees. And it's taking place during the Greek occupation of the land of Israel. And it is a time when there was a law actually in place called prima nocta, which was this concept that the night before a Jewish woman was to get married, the Greek general, the Greek commander in the area had his right to her first the night before. So it's like written about a lot in rabbinic texts. And you can imagine the goal of this was to wage sort of war on the population, like on their morale, right? So you have this situation of this young woman, Hannah, the daughter of Mattityahu, who's getting married, and they're having a big wedding feast. And you can imagine the feeling in the room where everyone is sort of like jubilant, but at the same time feeling horrible, knowing that this young woman is going to be taken by the Greek commander. And in the middle of the wedding feast, this young woman stands up and strips naked. She takes off her gown all the way. In her birthday suit, she stands up, and her brothers are horrified, and they actually want to kill her because you shamed us. And she says, you're ashamed now? You're ashamed from this? You're not ashamed that you haven't protected my dignity? And she basically wakes up the entire community, the entire Judean, the whole society at the time from their complacency, and gets them to revolt against the Greeks. And that, according to the Midrash, is the reason that the Maccabees actually did their revolt. How many people have heard this story? Oh my God. I actually have it printed for you in the back. So you can
Of course she does.
Of course I do. You have to read it on the inside. It is a crazy story. It's brought in the Midrash on Hanukkah. And it's beautiful, actually. I'm going to read to you just the end of it. The woman who ignited the Maccabean revolt. It says, ועשה להם הקדוש ברוך הוא תשועה גדולה, ושמעו בת קול מבית קודש הקדשים כל ישראל, ניצחו טליה באנטוכיה, כן יעשה המקום ישועה בימינו אלה. It says that after this happened, God made for them a great salvation, and they heard a heavenly voice from inside of the Holy of Holies. The youth of Israel have been victorious. So too will God bring salvation in our days. That's like the end of the story. That's the way that the Midrash ends. This absolutely crazy story of a woman doing basically guerrilla theater, right? Like that's what it is. She's saying there are no good men left.
Right. Performance art.
Performance art, literally the original performance art, but ancient. And I'm curious what you think about this story.
I mean, crazy if true, you know? I wouldn't do it. Actually, I don't know. It depends like what weight I'm at. But no, that's the thing. Not to be so corny, like, because when you become a mom, you really do realize like the strength and femininity. And people are always like, especially in this day and age, we're always like comparing men and women, and it's like, you know, men are stronger, whatever. Like, please, they can never do what we do in 100 fucking years. Okay. So I believe it. I just want to say I believe it.
I believe it too.
Yeah.
It's very believable.
And you know what, actually, like, it is really hard to imagine a place where, like, a world in which that society would be complacent in a tradition like that, and it would take this, like, but I don't know, every day I look around and the state of the world, especially a lot of, you know, corners of our community are so disappointing and so shockingly, like, not aligned with my personal set of beliefs, and I think, like, the set of beliefs instilled in every young Jewish person, that, like, it's hard to imagine that, you know, a group of people could come to think that that's normal. But honestly, I feel like these days nothing surprises me, especially in our own community. Like, we do have such an issue. And that's why I feel like we're constantly losing the information battles. Like, we're so not uniform, right? Like, it's great, diversity of opinion, yada, yada. But, like, we're right, they're wrong. And it's frustrating to see our opponents so organized, especially when it comes to youth and media. And, oh my God, we could not be messier. Like, we just could not be less organized. And we have, you know, huge pockets of our own community turning against us, and it's so disheartening. So it does often feel like history repeating itself. I remember, like, learning about, you know, the years leading up to World War II, and we're like, well, how could that happen? Really? It's not that crazy. It's like low-key happening. It's really not, it at one point felt unfathomable, but it's really not. So that's what feels familiar to me from that story.
Yeah, like you can imagine what it felt like then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned information wars. Do we have a chance?
Oh, girl, I don't know. We have a Shem on our side. Like, thank fucking God. Like,
Yes.
like, that's literally all we have. Like, I don't know.
Have a miracle like it
I
goes
know.
deep.
It's true. It's really, it's so hard, especially when you, like, spend a lot of time on the internet, and it's so negative and it's so horrible, and it's just like every day, what, you know, fresh hell is this? But I do believe, like, you have to look at history. We've been through worse. We always prevail. And that's just sort of like the thing I'm clinging to, because I don't know what else.
I mean, I'm counting on you.
We're screwed. We're screwed.
All right, in the spirit of great women, in the spirit of Hanukkah coming up, let's do bracha and challah.
Okay.
We're going to move over to the table.
My microphone.
Claudia.
I'm here. Okay. This chair is like hard to get out of. Nobody look. Okay.
I'm sorry, I bought them for today. All right.
All right, just tell me what to do.
Tell you what to do.
Oh, I didn't wash my hands, so don't eat this one. Oh, gloves.
Well,
great.
this is actually all for you.
Oh, perfect, perfect. This looks like enough
bread.
for maybe me.
Okay, great. When you got it.
Just Facetune me. Oh yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I got those notes for her. Thank you. Okay, so why do we separate challah? Why do we separate it generally?
She knows.
Why? Okay, great. To give to the priest, right? It's it's a reminder essentially of the way we used to separate a piece of dough. You used to bake, in ancient times, Jewish women would bake a large batch of dough, and you take out a piece of it, and that would become a loaf that you would give to the local priest, okay, to the Kohen in the ancient temple. And since the Roman destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, our no more kohanim. There's nowhere to bring this bread to. But we really, the way I look at challah, I feel like a lot of people get busy with the technicalities. I'm not so much into that. For me, it's the dough is a reminder. It's almost like we're holding on to the memory of Jerusalem, if you think about it. Like this practice that was done by our great-grandmothers, this idea that for 2,000 years, Jewish women have been taking this piece of dough from Baghdad to Kiev to Paris and holding on to this little piece of dough as a reminder of what used to be, of that dream of Jerusalem, of the dream of what it was like to live as a sovereign nation in our own land. And that is what we are still doing to this very day. It's not only about bread. It's not only about Shabbat. I think it's something even deeper about a connection to a greater source. So that's just sort of understanding what is that separation. Here's the bracha for you.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous, you guys.
Okay, it's like a bat mitzvah.
This is literally insane. I'm scared.
Okay, so you're going to say the bracha.
Right now?
Yes, right now.
Okay, but like nobody look, for real. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehafrish challah.
Amen. I'm going to take an excise piece, and you're going to say Harei Zu Challah.
It's a little gummy. Okay. Harei Zu Challah.
All right, you have the brachot, the cards in front of you. We could all join together actually in tefillah now. There is a Yehi Ratzon at the bottom of it, and you could also say it in English on the other side of it. But we're going to actually focus right now on saying a few small prayers for, first of all, for the sick. I'll lead that if that's okay. When I pause, please insert the name of anyone who is sick, a man or a woman with their mother's name, okay? יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שתשלח מהרה רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת נפש ורפואת הגוף לחולים בתוך שאר חולי ישראל. You can say this on your own if you want to, the English part. And there are also prayer cards, again, in the back of the room. If you want to take them home to say this is really an auspicious time in general, when you take the challah dough and bake it at home, to please keep in mind whatever it is you want to daven for, whether it's to meet someone, whether it's to have children, for your children to be raised well, whatever it is that is laying on your heart, this is a moment to pray for. And I think there's a connection here again, that it's not just about making dough or even baking bread, it's just about infusing our everyday life with the memory of what it means to be Jewish, what it means to be connected to that greater source. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Claudia,
My
for
pleasure.
joining us tonight. And are you staying around for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be here for a little bit. I'm a little tired, but...
Be here for a little bit.
A little.
Okay.
I'm sleeping.
A little bit. Claudia's going to be here. There is challah dough for everyone to take home. Please take right outside. Thank you, Parky's Butcher. And there's more food and drinks and cocktails in the library. Thank you so much for joining us.
That was great.
Great. I promised you it would be tight.
Yeah, no, that was tight. What time?